Hi, I'm Amelia, and in this week's video I'm really looking forward to sharing with you a fabric and pattern haul. Hi, I'm Amelia and welcome to my channel Sew Amelia, where I share all about making a handmade wardrobe for me and my children. I'm so excited to share with you this week some fabrics and patterns that I have been purchasing over the last couple of months with summer sewing in mind. So do stick around and see what I have been buying. I'm going to start with the fabrics I've been buying for myself, and then at the end I will share the fabrics I've been buying for your children. So if sewing for children doesn't interest you, that's fine. Please do stick around though for the beginning of the video, and then feel free to head off once you've seen the fabrics for me. We've had a really lovely start to our day. We went to my son's school for his Year 2 musical, and I don't know what it is about seeing my children do anything from sports to music to theatre. I always end up a giant puddle on the floor, and today was no exception. He actually sang a little solo as part of the musical, and I did use all the tissues that I brought. It was just so lovely to see him perform, and a lovely start to our morning. The sun was also shining beautifully, so I did wear a little bit more of a summery outfit. This is a top that I made using the Rosery Apparel Hazel dress pattern, but I just used the bodice pieces rather than the skirt pieces as well, and hacked it into a bit of a crop top. And I used a cotton sateen actually by Nerida Hanson, which I bought from System & Taka. I actually used the fabric to make a circle skirt and an Ogden cami to go with it, and then I had some scraps left over and I just could not bear to throw them away, so I used them to make this cropped top. And I'm just wearing it today with a ready-to-wear skirt and a ready-to-wear cardigan because it has sadly clouded over after what was a beautiful blue skied start to the day. And so I have popped on a jumper now, which is also ready to wear. So I'll just stand up and let you see the skirt and the top, although my head will disappear, but that's okay. So there it is, just the skirt, top and a jumper. So that's today's outfit of the day. I'll link the hazel dress below, and like I say, I just cropped it off and didn't add the gathered skirt, and I just really like that square neckline with these straps. It's quite a nice shape for the summer. So the first 4 fabrics I'm going to share with you all come from Sew Me Sunshine, and the first fabric I picked up was this one, which is a viscose crepe from Fabric Godmother. Now I haven't sewn with a viscose crepe before, so I'm quite excited to sew with this one. It's a very, very light green background, just beautiful, with these floral circles on it, and I just think it's such a stunning design, and I'm really excited to make a beautiful floaty summer dress from this. It did look quite sheer, so I thought I might need to line it, but actually it's not too sheer at all, and I just think if I think carefully of what I'm going to make, then I won't necessarily need to line it, or maybe just to line the bodice. But what I wondered about for this fabric was making another by hand London Anna dress. I absolutely adored making that recently in a cotton lawn, also from Fabric Godmother, and I keep reaching for it, but I think with the fabric that I chose it feels a little bit more formal, whereas I think because this is floaty it might feel less formal. I don't know. The other thing I wondered about with the Anna dress was changing the skirt, perhaps just adding a gathered skirt, which might make it feel a little bit less formal with that beautiful fitted bodice. So that's one thought for this fabric. The other thought I had was turning it into a shirred sundress. I actually think gathering up that pattern into some shirring would look gorgeous. And then, yes, I have enough fabric to make a tiered skirt, or perhaps even another Mabel dress. So do let me know below which one of those you would choose. I love all of those dresses, so I'd be happy with any of them, but I just thought that fabric was too beautiful to leave in the shop. Now, fairly regularly, Sew Me Sunshine shares some Deadstock fabrics that they have, and unfortunately this one is now sold out, or there are a few remnants left, so if you would like it, do jump onto the website before they sell out. But it's this one here, and I just love this blue colour. I love a floral, so this one I could not resist. Now this is a viscose, it's a lovely soft flowy viscose fabric, and I cannot wait to sew this into another summer dress. In the summer, I just find myself reaching for easy summer dresses all the time. They're so quick to put on. I don't need to think too much about the outfit. Just throw on the dress and go. So I think this one will be more suited to sort of a tiered, perhaps gathered sundress. I have seen very recently, in fact I think yesterday morning, Chalk and Notch released a new pattern called the Shea Sundress, which looks gorgeous. I absolutely love the sleeve detail. There's some very gorgeous pleats and then a tie at the sleeve, or it comes as a sleeveless sundress with buttons down the front. I just think it's beautiful. Now I think this would make a beautiful Shea sundress, so that's one idea. or I thought about sewing it up into another Milkmaid frock by Lydia Naomi without lining it or anything, so it's just a very simple, quick and easy one, but I'm not sure. So that one I just couldn't resist. I love that blue colour. I think this is one of my favourite colours, so I had to buy this. Jumped into my cart, what can I say? So yes, that's another fabric that I bought from Sew Me Sunshine. Now the next two fabrics I bought together. This you possibly won't be able to see, so I might pop in a picture of it. It's a beautiful embroidered viscose lawn. Now it looks very similar to a broderie anglais, but it is on a viscose background, so it's very, very soft. It has a beautiful drape to it. And so I did buy as well just a very plain black viscose lawn to go with it. Now this is because I want to make a button down sundress from this. Very simple buttons down the front with puffed sleeves, really quick and easy for the summer. I haven't got many black dresses, and when I saw this I thought actually that's something I would love to add to my wardrobe. Simple, easy to wear, and a great colour for summer vacations with children with mucky hands and ice cream and all sorts of other things. That's the plan for this one, is a lovely button down summer dress in this embroidered viscose lawn obviously, but with this as the lining for the bodice. I'll leave the sleeves unlined so you can see through the sort of cutouts, the embroidered cutout detail, and then I will line the bodice and at least some of the skirt. That's the plan for this one. So both of these fabrics actually, particularly the embroidered lawn, come in lots of different colours, beautiful colours, so do check that out if you're interested in sewing with a broderie type fabric. I really, really love broderie fabrics, but I wasn't sure about sewing with a cotton broderie. It just sometimes feels a bit stiff, whereas this viscose lawn has such a beautiful drape, so I'm very excited to sew that one up into something beautiful. I have one more fabric that I bought for myself. Now this is one I bought perhaps a month or two ago now actually, in a Rainbow Fabrics drop, and it's called their Indigo Cityscape or Urban City, I think. Unfortunately it's sold out on their website, but I will link Rainbow Fabrics below because they often have such gorgeous fabrics and really reasonably priced too. This one was very reasonable, so I actually got 5 meters of it because some of the dresses I like to sew with all of the gathering and all of the tiers do take up rather a lot of fabric. So this is another one that I had a couple of ideas for. Again, I thought I could do another shirred sundress with some nice puffed sleeves. I think it would look really beautiful in this fabric. I absolutely love these red and pink sort of blossom splotches on the fabric with the green. I just think there's such lovely colours in this fabric. And I have a red cardigan too, so that's perfect. The other patterns I had in mind for this fabric were the Deer and Doe Orchidee dress. I made one of those a couple of years ago now in a mixture of gingham fabrics. I love that dress, I wear it a lot, but because the skirt is cut on the bias, I think from memory, it did take up an awful lot of fabric when I sewed that one last time, and the skirt is also lined, so I knew I would need a lot of fabric for the patterns I had in mind, so I did pick up 5 meters of that. So the Deer and Doe Orchidee was one idea I had. The other idea I had was the By Hand London Hannah dress. Now that's a dress that I've seen again and again and again. I absolutely love the look of it, but I do know that By Hand London patterns for me take quite a lot of fitting and toiling, so it depends kind of what time I have over the summer, and because I've got 3 small children who are off obviously on their summer holidays, time is rather limited, so this might end up being a Deer and Doe Orchidee dress. I've got the pattern pieces cut out already, so that would be fairly easy to cut out, and then I can sew up in these little snippets of time that I can grab here and there when all of the children are settled and doing something in the holidays. I think either of those patterns, the Hannah or the Orchidee dress, would look beautiful in this fabric. It's a lovely stable cotton that I think would hold the shape of a puffed sleeve really well, so I'm looking forward to getting that one sewn up too. I mean, I say that I have quite a few fabrics here I'm sharing with you and quite a few plans, and not as much time to sew as I perhaps would like, so don't hold me to any of these. They might not get sewn up, but in an ideal world I'll have a few beautiful summery sundresses by the end of the summer. So another pattern idea I had for that cotton fabric was this pattern, which is a new to me pattern. It's the Nomi ME2016. I am quite apprehensive about sewing with the big 4 patterns. I've sewn a few recently that just haven't turned out in terms of the sizing being accurate, but I'm willing to give it another go because I absolutely love the shape of this skirt here, the way it's gathered on. I just think that's beautiful. Love the sleeves, always love a sleeve. And I think it would look really, really nice in a cotton or a jacquard or something with a bit of weight to it, especially so that you can see this curved seam line here. So I did wonder about sewing it with the cotton poplin that I just showed you, although I wonder if because of the print on that, if it might be a little busy and you wouldn't then see that gorgeous curved seam here on the skirt. But I'll have to think about that. I may toile it in that fabric because it was very reasonably priced. I would still definitely wear it even if you can't see the curved seam line, and then I'll have an idea of how that bodice fits in terms of making one out of perhaps a, like I say, a jacquard or a cloquet, I don't know how you say that word, but one of those fabrics. I've seen some beautiful ones at New Craft House, which I think would look stunning like this if I have an occasion to go to. So that might be what I sew this up in. I just couldn't resist that pattern. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's by Beauty J'adore for Nomi Patterns. So all of the patterns and fabrics I'm mentioning today, if they are still in stock, I will link them below in the description box. If they are out of stock, then I'll link the fabric shop that I bought them from, so you can go and have a little browse and see what else they've got, because they are lovely, lovely fabric shops. Now, while I was browsing for that pattern, I saw another pattern, and this reminded me of some of the dresses that I've been seeing in ready-to-wear shops and in online shops and things, and it is the McCalls M8282. Now, I don't think that the front cover does anything for the pattern, but what I really like is view C. I think that looks really beautiful with the sleeves and the ruched bodice, and I think in the right fabric that could look quite stunning. I even wondered about that dress, view C, in the fabric, Godmother fabric I showed you. I think that could look really, really beautiful with the ruching, but the only fear I have is that the puff sleeves won't hold their shape in that beautiful viscose crepe, although I could help to keep the puff with various organza inserty puffy things. Anyway, I really like view C. I don't have, apart from that fabric, Godmother fabric, any fabric in mind for that anytime soon, but I saw that and I thought I'll get it at the same time because I really, really like the look of view C for a nice, easy summer dress. All right, so then I have been buying a few fabrics for my children and a few patterns for them as well. All of my children are growing like weeds, but particularly my daughter, and she could do with a few dresses for her summer wardrobe. So I went on to Fleur et Ur and I bought this tangerine fabric, which is part of the Happy Fruits, I think, collection by Dashwood Studio. It's such cute fabric. I absolutely adore it, and I think she'll look so cute in this. And I'm going to try and get it sewn up in time to enter the So Fruity Challenge, which is running again this year. It's hosted by the lovely Yvette, who's Blossom Sandwich, over on Instagram. So I'm very excited to have this in my stash now, ready to sew up for the Fruity Challenge. Now what I want to make with this fabric is a new pattern to me, and it's the Edina dress by Little Lizard King. Now I really like Little Lizard King patterns for my children. They fit them really well, and both of these patterns that I have bought this month go from 12 months right through to 14 years, and I just think that's such a fantastic age range. There are other lovely children's sewing patterns on the market. I do find that the age ranges are a little bit more limited, and if I'm going to buy a children's pattern, I want to buy one that I can sew again and again and again for many years to come. So I'm going to sew the Edina dress in this because I really wanted to play with rickrack. And the Edina dress has a lovely placket down the front, a button placket down the front, and it has a really lovely collar, either a pointed collar or a round collar. That is the other thing I love about Little Lizard King. There are always so many options and variations as part of the one pattern, so you can get lots of different looks from just the one pattern. So I think I'll keep it quite simple. I think I'll do the button placket down the front with just a plain skirt, and then I'll do the rounded collar for the collar part of the dress, and then I will do just the simple puff sleeve. And I've been buying rickrack, so because it's online it is hard to work out a match. I did go to some of my local fabric and haberdashery shops, but none of them had rickrack in any of the right colours, so I did buy it online, but I'm so thrilled with the match. So I've either got this green to go down, it'll be on either side of the button placket and around the collar, or I went a bit bold and I got an orange, because obviously we've got tangerines, but I think the orange disappears actually into the fabric, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to use the green, but do let me know below which one you would choose to use. I think I like the way that the green stands out, and it really matches well with the little leaves on the top of the tangerines. So I think that will be what I choose to go with, is that green rickrack on that fabric as an Edina dress for my daughter for the summer. Can't wait to sew that one up. And then the other day I went to another shop called Kirkdale Fabrics. They have a couple of branches in London, and they often sell Deadstock suiting fabric. And I found this. Now my daughter's favourite colour is purple, And when she saw this, there was a delighted squeal. It does look quite like a shirting fabric, but I think if I choose the right pattern, I think it will look really cute as a little very easy play dress for the summer. I probably can't see, but it has beautiful little flowers within these little tiny green stripes. Again, I could use some of this green rickrack, or since it's her favorite color, I also got some purple rickrack, so I could make another Adina dress with this one, or I mean, I have other children's dress patterns. I thought something like the Children's Corner Ava dress, which is one I've made recently, which was a lovely one to sew up. I made that for her in a coronation fabric from Belle and Boo. That was a really fun one to sew. Gorgeous wee girl's dress, very simple. So I thought I could make something like that in this suiting and just make it a bit exciting with some rickrack. That may not get sewn up for a month or so, depending on how I go with all of these other dresses that I'm going to be apparently making in the next couple of months. As well as working obviously on my boiler suit. I've cut that out now, so that's very exciting, and I'm going to get sewing soon. We've just had a crazy week this week with lots of sort of end of half-term concerts and celebrations and just things to do. So not much sewing has happened this week, but that's fine. It's been really lovely to be able to see my boys and my girl doing things that they love and sharing in that with them. The last fabric I'm going to share with you is a beautiful linen look cotton. Now this is a Minerva core range fabric, and I was gifted this because I am a Minerva brand ambassador. So I was gifted this in exchange for a blog. I haven't written it yet because obviously I haven't sewn it up yet, but my plan is to make my boys some shirts. Now recently I made them the Mendoza shorts, which is another little Lizard King pattern. Such a gorgeous pattern. I love the fit of these shorts on my boys. I really enjoyed sewing them up. That's the other reason I like Little Lizard King patterns. Not sponsored, by the way. I just really enjoy sewing their patterns. I find the instructions are great. They're such an enjoyable sew. So I do keep coming back and buying their patterns. The back has a lovely elasticated waistband and these gorgeous welt pockets, which I sewed for the first time and really enjoyed. So bring on more welt pockets, I say. But I thought that white linen look cotton would go really well as a shirt with their shorts. We've got some family events coming up in the summer, and I thought it would be really nice for them to have a little sort of summer weight shirt to wear with their shorts. So the pattern that I bought recently was again a Little Lizard King pattern, and it is their Bayfield button-up shirt. This just looks like a lovely classic shirt pattern, and I have to say the last time I sewed them shirts I did not have a good experience, and it sort of put me off making shirts for them for a really long time. But after having sewn these shorts and really enjoying the Little Lizard King instructions and even really enjoying putting in the welt pockets, I thought I'm going to give it another go and I'm going to use a Little Lizard King pattern because hopefully it will be another enjoyable sewing experience. So I'm going to make a very simple version of the Bayfield button-up. I'm just going to make it with short sleeves, a plain collar, and I'm going to, I think, make it with a curved hem because I think that will sit quite nicely over the top of their shorts, because whilst it is a celebration event we're going to, I think shirts untucked will be okay. And to be honest, my boys never tuck their shirts in for school anyway. Who does that? Shirts never stay tucked in for long in our house, so I think I'm going to just make these shirts to be worn untucked, and then everybody will be happy. So those are the fabrics and patterns I've been buying recently. I really hope you enjoyed seeing those. I am looking forward to sharing in next week's video some more inspiration for your summer sewing. I'm hoping to share with you 10 patterns for dresses that you could sew this summer, so do come back next week when I share that video. And like I say, if you haven't yet watched last week's Q&A and Day in the Life vlog, please do go and check that one out next. I'm sure you'll really enjoy that one too. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a lovely week ahead filled with lots of happy sewing, and I look forward to catching up with you in next week's video. Goodbye.